Ruchi Mukherjee for TV Asia here at the Westin Oaks Galleria, where the Indo-American Chamber of Commerce of Greater Houston is hosting the awards banquet. The highlight for today's evening is they are honoring Mayor Bill White for his contributions at the time of Hurricane IKE in Houston. Mayor Bill White, it's very honored that the Indo-American Chamber of Commerce has honored you. How does it feel?
It feels wonderful. I mean, they're friends. I've been going to these commerce events in the Indo-American Chamber well before I was mayor. It's growing, and I'm so proud of so many of our people in the Indo-American community.
You mentioned the temples. Have you visited any of them?
Oh, I mentioned probably most of them, and including some of the most beautiful pieces of architecture I've ever seen, and really inspires for people of all backgrounds a sense of holiness and spirituality.
And the last question, at this time when you mentioned about the economy, how do you feel that the Indian American community is contributing in Houston?
Well, it's tremendous. Actually, as you know, we have some of the greatest architects, engineers, doctors, scientists in the world come from India. We have teachers here within our schools and universities. We're so proud that the president of our large public university is Indian American, and they're really assuming leadership roles throughout our community.
One of the highlights of 2008 was our trade delegation led by Harris County Judge Emmett, and he was joined in his leadership by Jeff Mosley of the Greater Houston Partnership and Port Commissioner Jim Fontino. I just got back from the 5th Indo-US Economic Summit hosted by our sister chambers, the IACCGH in India. And I also visited Mumbai, Judge, to meet our sister chambers who had made our trade mission to Mumbai and Pune such a success. And they all send you their greetings. Ladies and gentlemen, today's program celebrates the great year 2000 was for our chamber, under the very able leadership of Dr. Atul Vir, and it is an occasion to usher in a bold agenda for the year 2009 under Bridge Kathuria.
September, we were hit by Hurricane IKE. All of us remember with gratitude the tireless hours of effort put in by both Judge Emmett and by Mayor White, and so many thousands of individuals in other capacities. We thank you for your leadership. And the Chamber was also privileged to be able to help during that difficult time as we tried to do our share. We worked with the county, with the city, with other organizations, and especially with the Small Business Administration to help small businesses learn about and access the resources available to put them back on their feet. The US-India relationship will be one of the important ones of this century. In addition, the Indo-American business community within the Greater Houston area, whether you look at small Indian-owned businesses or Indo-Americans within major corporations, has been increasingly contributing to the rich canvas within the Greater Houston area. And I'm confident that the Chamber, under Bridge's leadership, will continue to contribute to Houston's economic success.
We're a great international city. You heard now, I don't know whether I believe Sanjiv's point that India is only going to go from 8% GDP growth to 7%. We are going to endure some economic storms that are global, but I will tell you this, just as a matter of fact. As a matter of fact, I was looking at The Economist magazine just within the last week and what was happening in the last quarter throughout the world. And there's one of the major trading countries on the planet Earth that still stands in good stead as having positive GDP growth, and that is India. That is a blessing for those who are major trade partners, who are those of Indian ancestries who kept up the commercial ties. The two largest democracies on the face of the planet have great ties now because of organizations such as the Chamber and because of the inbound delegations such as the infrastructure delegation that Sanjay had talked about, and the great delegation from our community led by Judge Ed Emmett and Jeff Mosley, and there will be more in the future.
Hi, Amisha.
Nikita.
Ashish.
So I guess you guys are volunteering for this Chamber of Commerce event today?
Yes. Actually, we're volunteering for YLDP, which is a youth leadership program. And part of this program is to progress as a leader. And so by coming here, we are helping volunteer for this organization. It's huge in the Indian society.
I think it's a great opportunity to come here and meet leaders from across the greater Houston area and just interact with others, as well as helping the community by helping everyone out in like different ways.
Yeah, and it's awards night today. Anyone of y'all have any favorites?
Well, actually, one of my uncles is nominated for Best Entrepreneur, so I'm definitely looking forward to that.
What's his name?
Ashutosh Garg.
And I must say that I understand I'm between you and dinner, so I will be brief. But you also saw a partnership during IKE and between myself and Mayor White, and that partnership continues because as he left, he walked down my side of the table and he leaned over and he said, "Oh my gosh, as mayor, I forgot to introduce Councilman Peter Brown." So he asked me to do that for him. So Peter, the mayor wanted to be sure you were recognized. But it's important that we understand who actually was out there doing the work day in and day out. I was up night after night, that's true. But we have other people here who were up night after night. And in fact, probably one of the people who was most impacted by Hurricane Ike and was on the front line doing most of the work with her staff, because it was her precinct that got hit by the hurricane and the storm surge, was County Commissioner Sylvia Garcia. So Sylvia, I will ask you to stand up, please.
The Outstanding Woman Entrepreneur of the Year is Yasmin Wadia. The Outstanding Young Entrepreneur of the Year is Viku Sharma. And the Entrepreneur of the Year goes to Atul Vir. The Outstanding Community Service Award goes to Bangar Reddy.